Hey, this is Sarah, and this is my very first scrapbooking video ever. The reason I'm doing this video is my sister, who's pictured on the right here. She's pretty famous in the world of scrapbooking, pretty hardcore scrapbooker in my books, and she and I both enjoy scrapbooking, although I'm not quite as hardcore as she is. Anyways, I was spending some time with her this weekend. We went out on a shopping trip. We did some shopping for some scrapbooking stuff, and then I went into her craft room and did some shopping in there. And anyways, I got a whole bunch of new stuff, and she inspired me to do this layout. She actually put a challenge on the table for us both to scrapbook these two pictures that were taken during our weekend of shopping together. And to use these two pictures as well as the stuff that we purchased over the course of the weekend, and then we were going to do a big reveal. So that's what inspired me to do this video. So I guess I'll just sort of talk to you a little bit about points of significance on the layout, talk about the theme a bit, and I'll try and point out products if I can remember what I used. So basically this layout is on a piece of Coordinations. It's from the Whitewash collection, and I did some sanding around the edges, although I'm not sure if you can see very well in the video. And I also did some paper tearing at the bottom, and all of the other paper that I use that sort of coordinates comes from the Nostalgia collection through My Mind's Eye, and very appropriately named given the theme of this layout. And basically what the theme is I've sort of zeroed in on the fact that my sister and I have 8 years between us, and I take every opportunity to also point out that there's 8 inches between us as well in height. She is my big sister, but I call her my big little sister because she's 8 inches shorter than me. Anywho, we didn't have a lot in common when we were growing up because of that age difference, but as we've gotten older, although we do have very different personalities, we definitely have a lot in common, and we share those things now, and it's sort of brought us closer together over the last few years. And one of the biggest things that we have in common and share is scrapbooking. So that's kind of the idea behind this layout. So I titled it Me and You, and in the corner here I sort of did a compare and contrast of our personalities. So Tracy's very smart, artistic, reserved, articulate, and congenial, and I'm very spunky, stylish, organized, a little on the dramatic side, and very tenacious. So that's just a compare and contrast of our personality. I use these two little girls in the corner here. They're little wood girls that my sister gave me over the weekend, and that's just sort of like represents big sister, little sister. And I use some staples in just to, I guess, embellish a little bit. Now over here you'll see the arrow, the little red flag, and the little string garland thing. That is all from the Indie Chick collection, which is also by My Mind's Eye. And this here, I used this piece of tape from Tim Holtz. I chose Imagination from the tape because that's something we actually have in common. We are both creative. And I used a K & Company ruler, and I ripped it off at the 8 mark because 8 represents the 8 years between us. And I did a little bit of doodling in a couple of places on the page to sort of tie it all together. You'll also notice I did some paint splatter, and I actually used a technique that my sister told me about this weekend. She suggested that I take acrylic paint and mix it with glimmer mist to get sort of an opaque, splatter effect, which is what I did. I actually used black and white acrylic paint and one of the black darker glimmer mists. So up here in this corner, I have sort of a paper die cut from the My Mind's Eye Nostalgia collection that coordinates with the paper that I used, and I just altered it to put 2 of a kind, and I used Tim Holtz memo pin. And the yellow sort of border there is also by the Indie Chick collection by My Mind's Eye. And these flowers are recollections. I used Black Soot, Tim Holtz, Distress ink sort of all throughout the layout to create a smoky effect, and I also used it on the edges of the flower here. And I don't know who makes this chipboard button, but I really love it. I'd like to get more of them. And I just put some baker's twine in the middle to sort of create an altered embellishment. And this button is also from my sister's stash. I don't know who makes it, but the clock represents the time between us, as well as the time that we spend together. So I think I pretty much covered it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my video. This is my first one. Maybe you'll see more from me down the road. I don't know. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Bye.